make some announcements. Let me share some information before we commence the event. You were given a tally upon registration. It's important to keep your tally till the end of the event. There was also an announcement that the first 100 people are entitled to can enter the raffle today. So if your tally has 1 to 100, they'll be making announcements on when your number can play. If you're not in the hall at that time, you are disqualified. So it's a raffle draw. There are gifts to win depending on what you pick. So, but it's important to note that once we cross that batch in the raffle, we are not going back. So please look at your number very well so that when the announcement goes out, you can only identify yourself all through the event using your tally. So please keep it safe. For your refreshments, or whatever you are getting today, your tally entitles you to all of that. So please ensure that you are keeping it safe. I can hear somebody saying it's a ticket to everything. For today, it's ticket to everything. So please keep it very well. And so I will be commencing this event shortly. I understand that there are people we are expecting, but like I said, we experienced some technical challenges, and so the event unfortunately is starting late. But we'll do our best to cover as much as we can because we don't also want to keep you here all day. Before the event kicks off officially,
Okay, good morning everyone. Going to be cold. Good morning everyone. Encourage us now. We came all the way from Lagos. Good morning everyone. A little bit louder. Good morning everyone. Okay, thank you so much for being here once again. On behalf of the Regalo Foundation, we really apologize for starting this late. I'll introduce myself. My name is Oreoluwa Abiodun, not Oreoluwa. And I serve as the Partnership and Communication Manager at Regalo Foundation. So before we start officially with every other thing, the national anthem and everything, we'd like everybody outside to please come inside. I don't know if you could please help us to check students who are outside. Please, we'd like everyone outside to please come inside. Alright, so we're going to play the first raffle now. Can I see your target? Like the green card, I think it was green, yes. Blue, okay, sorry. Blue, yes. So if you, I think I should step up. So if you have from numbers 1 to 10, can you raise your hand? Your number starts from 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Can you come out, please? Thank you very much. You can't tell, maybe I'm going to win a car. No, you can just, thank you. Okay, sorry. So can I see your number? Okay. Can we move a little bit faster? Thank you. Can I see your number? 3, 2, 7. Okay, you can just stand according to your number. 8. So number 1. Who's number 1? Please, if you are not in the hall, you are disqualified. Number 4. Number 1. Number 2. Number 1. Okay, just stand. Thank you. Number 2. Number 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. What number? 9. 8. So we have 2 numbers left. 2 numbers. We're about to start, please. Okay, so you pick just one paper. Just one. Don't open it yet. Pick one. Pick one. You can say a word of prayer for you. Alright, are you ready? So I count of 1, 2, 3, you open paper. 1, 2, 3. What do you have? Backpack. Clap for her, she has a backpack. Crop bag. Crop bag. Sorry, she got try again. Thank you. She got Indomie.
Phone stand.
He got a phone stand.
Phone stand.
Phone stand. Try again, we're sorry. He got a power bank. Sorry, just hold on so we bring your gift items. So please, for the next set of students, please be ready because if we miss your number, we're sorry. Alright, so like I introduced myself earlier, I serve at Regalo Foundation, And I'm going to be explaining to us briefly what Regalo Foundation is about and what this event is about. So first, Regalo Foundation is a non-profit organization that has been running for over 10 years now. And Regalo Foundation, our impact cuts across health, technology, and education. And we have this impact across 20 states in Nigeria. Our headquarters is at Lagos, Nigeria. And in 2019, we brought about what we call the REDSEP. That's the Regalo Education and Digital Skills Enhancement Program. And this program is basically to reach out to women, youths, and children to equip them to stay relevant in society with the right educational foundation. So one of the initiatives of the REDSEP is what we call the Youth Development Workshop. We have other initiatives under this REDSEP. We have what we call the Edu State Conference, which is our annual conference held in Lagos, where we gather educational stakeholders. So we talk about students like you, secondary school students, parents, educators, and also members of the press and government officials to discuss the advancement of education in Nigeria. And the Youth Development Workshop is actually crafted to reach out to young individuals, because we realize that a lot of people do not exactly have the right skills they need to be marketplace ready. And so we brought about the curriculum for this workshop so that while you are even in school, you can better position yourself for the marketplace. You can learn skills, you can have knowledge and information that will help you stay ready for the marketplace. At Regalo Foundation, we also have a couple of other initiatives we run. Okay, so this is just a brief. You can please just go forward. You can go forward. Okay, back, sorry. So our vision is to be the most impactful organization that creates and reshapes communities to become the pathway for opportunities, fulfillment, growth, and prosperity. And our mission is to be the vehicle. So we are the vehicle that transports these social and economic opportunities like we have here now. We are the vehicle that brought it to FUTO, right? So we transport these opportunities to individuals with discouraged rates and help them to become skilled agents for a prosperous society. So I mentioned most of our programs already. Okay, our core values. So we have excellence, innovation, collaboration, and impact. So excellence, we ensure that every program we run is excellent at its core. Innovative also, we bring about new strategies to drive our initiatives. Collaboration, we work with organizations who have the same SDG focuses as we do, and then we drive impact through all of these. And so this is like a breakdown of all of the programs we run at Regalo. So we have the economic empowerment, health awareness, digital training, vocational training, education center, and then the resource center. So the economic empowerment, basically you have SME microcredit. So we help petty traders, we give them startup funds, and we also help other business individuals. We have health awareness, we provide medical support, we have community outreaches where we run free medical testing. And also, we have a vaccination program where we create awareness for vaccination, that's childhood vaccination. So we run an awareness because we discovered that the rate of death, right, of children around our communities were so high, and they could be prevented by the vaccinations that children take. So we decided to start running the awareness for the vaccination. We also have digital training where we run trainings. We've done trainings in Lagos, we've done in other states, right? So digital trainings, graphics design training, motion graphics training, data analytics, trainings of, digital trainings, basically. And vocational also, as the name implies. And then, so the education, under the education segment, we have school tours where we go to schools, we run mentorship for students, we have the career mentorship, we have the RHF Learning Hub, which we launched in 2023, and the hub also has a feature on it, which I will be discussing much later, has a feature, the mentorship feature on it. We run scholarships also, where we adopt children into our scholarship programs, and we have sponsors, sponsor them. And then we have the Edu State Conference that I mentioned, the Educator Seminar, which is basically for teachers, educators. Then we have the Youth Development Workshop that we have today, and then the Teachers Leadership Academy, which I'll be touching on much later. We also have the Resource Center, which is like a physical, if I'll use the word library. We have textbooks that from primary up to senior secondary school. So we have students in the community who come in to use, they have free access to all of these textbooks and also internet. So because we discovered also the community where we are, most of the students don't exactly have access to internet in their homes. So we created this hub for them to be able to come in, work in and use. Thank you. So you can just run through. Alright, so these are like our track record. Right, so mentorship club, like I mentioned, youth development workshop, the Edu Stage Educator Seminar. So yeah, so the Teachers Leadership Academy was basically organized, like I said, for educators. And this academy, currently we have over 100 educators. We have over 100 educators inducted, right? So the idea is because we discovered most of the programs we do, we need a sustainable plan for them, because you cannot only just impact students, you also have to impact the people who pour into the students. So that's what came about the Teachers Leadership Academy. So we created this network of educators where they can share insights, share information, and we also have an application, web application for them to take courses to also improve themselves professionally and personally. Alright, so this is like the learning hub that we have. So the learning hub, we launched it on Google Play Store and Amazon App Store. And so we have a feature in it, which is speak to a professional, that speak to a counselor, because we discovered a lot of young people, they have some issues, some challenges, and most times it's very difficult for them to open up to even family members. So we created a feature where they get to speak to a professional counselor. They don't even have one-on-one contact with them. So all they have to do is either send an email or send a WhatsApp message, and then they have direct access and they can speak free of charge. We created a reward segment on the application to also encourage learning. So the application covers curriculums on moral upbringing and societal values, basically. So we created a reward section. So students, once applicants reach a particular point on the reward session, say 1,000 points, they can enter in for a raffle, like something that just happened here, and then they can win prizes. We also have, so we have that the positive affirmation that pops up to keep the day going, and then we introduced a feature which was mentorship. So we also discovered, we got feedback based on most of the workshops and seminars that we conducted, that a lot of young people also need contact with mentors who can mentor them either in their career or their personal development. So it was also a feature we introduced where you request for a mentor and we get to pair you with a mentor for a duration or a period of time, and then you get feedbacks afterwards. So yes, I think this is basically some of the partners we've worked with, and today we're so happy to also partner with the FUTO Career Service Center. Please, a round of applause for the FUTO Career Service Center. They made this project a reality, and also the Student Union government. A round of applause. So we're very grateful to have them on this program. Okay, so we would like to have our founders welcome address right now, and I want you to do us a favor, just stand on your feet and give her a resounding applause as she comes on stage. A beautiful FUTO welcome. She's our founder and project director, and fun fact, she's an alumni of FUTO.
Greatest Nigeria students! No, I will not take that. I won't take that. You won't disgrace my alma mater. I can flog every one of you here. Greatest Nigeria students! No, you're still coming up. You're not ready. We used to do it better than this. And now I can see that FUTO, there are changes. Even when I was coming, I was saying, FUTO has changed me. So I left FUTO 16 years ago. And so you will not disappoint me. Greatest Nigeria students! Greatest Nigeria students! You are still coming up, oh, you're still warming up. You're still warming up. Those days, you see, this hall is bringing a lot of memories. When we wrote EE exams in this hall and all of that. So when I walked into this hall today, it brought back lots of memories. And we used to come with so much energy. I'm not feeling that energy. You know what you say of FUTO? You see it, are you not seeing energy? Have you not seen me since morning? Then I now start seeing people dragging their feet. I said we're supposed to kick them out. Greatest Promo! Greatest Wagwa! Greatest FUTItes! please, let me not stress you. Some people came in very early. My name is Chineye Onwara, and I'm the founder and project director at Regalo Foundation. And so, from what Ori has said, I don't know if you're paying attention, we started the journey at Regalo Foundation in 2010 and officially got registered in 2017. And so, like they say, charity begins at home. Is that not so? So it's very important that I return back to the school that has shaped part of my journey. And that's why we are here today. Isn't that amazing? I was expecting a round of applause. I mean, not everyone goes back after finishing school. But here I am, 16 years later. I came back with my team to pour back to the students passing through the institution that has shaped my journey. I'm here to share experience. I'm here to talk about the journey so far. I'm here to, encourage you because life after school, there's a whole lot. And most times, the institution doesn't prepare us for parts of that journey. And that's why we have partnered with the FUTO Career Service Center to bring this workshop to FUTO. So, I don't know if you listened to Ore when she said the Youth Development Workshop is a project that started from our office in Lagos. It was a project that was created in 2019. And so we've been hosting it in our office. And then I think in 2023, we decided to start taking it to tertiary institutions. And that's because we have lots of people writing us, asking us to bring the youth development workshop to their institutions. That's because of the content of the youth development workshop. So today we'll be talking about emotional intelligence, we'll be talking about cloud computing, we'll be talking about CV building, we'll be talking about leadership, communication, because it's not enough that you're a first-class material. It's not enough. Life after school is different. I have classmates or I have classmates, we are all still connected to each other. I finished from the School of Health Technology. I didn't do that introduction. I'm a graduate of, then it was biomedical technology, but today it's biomedical engineering. So we were the pioneers of the School of Health. So if you're a School of Health, you're supposed to be paying homage. I was the second set in that school, in the School of Health Technology. Then it was a bungalow. I've not gone there today, so I saw a big building for dental technology on my way in. I was like, wow, they also have a building now. Because then we're all in the bungalow somewhere around here, close to where project management is, close to the school of I've forgotten what their own school was called, but where we have transport management, project management, smart, thank you. The School of Health was a bungalow beside it. So I don't know if it's still there. And so that's where our journey started from. We were the second set in FUTO. And then we even started as physiotherapeutic technology and graduated as biomedical technologists. And then in biomedical engineering, I was telling somebody my story outside and they were saying, wow. So I'm grateful to be back in FUTO today. And I'm going to leave you with just one line. The greatest investment you can make is in yourself. Richard Sanchez said that. It's a quote by Richard Sanchez. And it's something that should echo in your heart every day. Most times I'll say to people when I counsel them, you are your answer. You are the only way out of poverty. I, Chineye, am my way out of poverty. Nobody can help me out. It's only me that can pull myself out of poverty. I can pull myself out of pain. I can pull myself out of whatever it is. You are the only one who has the power to do that. Every other thing anybody does for you, they just assist you on that journey. You must be determined, you must be committed, you must agree with yourself first that it's time to experience transformation. Because if you don't convince yourself that it's time to experience transformation, you will just be stagnant. So what I'm trying to say is my journey started as a biomedical technologist. Here I am today. I'm in marketing, I'm in PR, and then I run an NGO because the NGO is not, I have an experience that comes across multiple industries. And it's very funny that I didn't even practice what I studied. And so that's why I said sometimes we don't get prepared for life after school. Not that I didn't get opportunities. There were opportunities, but it was like, there was nobody to guide us on that path until I found my way out of school. And then I started mapping, I started chatting, I started documenting, and then I found myself where I am today. So I'm with a team of experts, I can assure you. And I'm hoping that at the end of the day, that you pick at least one thing that will echo in your heart and bring about that change that you desire. Thank you very much to the FUTO SUG, the Student Union Government. Thank you very much to FUTO Career Service Center. I'm so grateful for everybody that has been part of this journey. I think our letter came into FUTO in February this year. And so I'm very grateful to the VC because in April or in March, she gave her approval for the second raffle. And so I want numbers 11 to 20 on the stage. Please, let's do it quickly. The second raffle, 11 to 20. Please, come with your tally. 11 to 20. They are not in the hall. I'm moving on if you're not in the hall. 11 to 20. 11 to 20. Jane, are you ready? 11 to 20. Please, let's walk. Please, come. Okay, so we are going to play. Are you ready? So you pick the paper and then I'll tell you when you're ready. Please let's do it smart. One, just one. Let's open our papers. What do you have? Okay, so I'll allow them tell you what they have. The people who left the stage are people who have been asked to try again. First time.
2000. First time.
She has 5,000 and she's not proud. 5,000. I'm 5,000 is big money as a student. And we need to go to show for functional rights. It's been good soup. It's been good for 1 week.
Okay, so we have phone stand 2,000, power bank 2,000, phone stand 5,000, and two cross bags. Round of applause for them. Please raise them up. Thank you very much. So, shortly we'll be taking the national anthem. Do we all know the new national anthem? Why?
Don't care.
It's been over a year. How many of us know the new national anthem? How many of us? What about to share money now to the people that know it? Okay, so let's all rise to our feet, please. Alright, so it's our custom at RHF to always take the RHF pledge. So we're going to put our right hands on our chest. Can I still do that? And we're going to shout with so much authority and conviction. So, I may be bent but not broken. Can I hear us? I may be bent but not broken. One notch higher. I may be bent but not broken. I am the power of the thunderstorm. I'm a change maker and a solution provider. I will impact my community and peers positively. So help me God. So we'll do it one last time, just us ourselves. Are we ready? 1, 2, go. I may be bent but not broken. I'm the power of the thunderstorm. I'm a change maker and a solution provider. I will impact my community and peers positively. So help me God. Please a round of applause for yourselves as you take your seat. So we'll be having the first session. And this session is on leadership and communication. We understand how important it is for us to understand how each of us play a role as leaders, and and how we should effectively communicate in school, within our colleagues, and even how to prepare ourselves for the marketplace in terms of communication. So to handle this session is none other than Ms. Jane Obodoke. She is the Director of Operations at Regalo Foundation. She has been a leader for several years, and she will be the one taking this session. Please a round of applause for her as she comes on stage.
Great Nigeria students! Great Nigeria students! My voice can't be higher than yours. We are still young. Great Nigeria students! Greatest of the greatest degree! Greatest of those! So I'll be taking you all on the power of leadership and effective communication is going to come up. But before then, I have a spoken word for you as regards leadership. So I hope I tried. So please. They told you leadership was later title or a seat on the mahogany table, but leadership is fire in the lungs, it's not flare in the lapel. It is not the spotlight, it is so like the one that burns when no one is watching. Leadership is born in the bush, in the whispers between decisions and dreams. Ye are not just students, but seed storms, potential part-time like galaxies, the atoms waiting to donate purpose into the present. Please. It's too loud. You're not really hearing what I'm saying. So I'm going to give it without the instrument so that you really hear and understand what I'm saying. Leadership, they call leadership titles. It's not titles or a name tag or a seat on the mahogany table. Leadership is not the spotlight, but the soul light, the one that burns when no one is clapping. Leadership is fire in the lungs, not a flare in the lapel. Leadership is born in the hush, in the whispers between decisions and doings. We are not just students, but seed storms, potential packed tight like galaxies and atoms, waiting to detonate purpose into the present. You are not a leader because you're perfect. You lead because you are pressure tested, sweat signed, crisis capped, stumble certified. You don't just walk with ease, you walk with earthquake elegance. You see, those who lead don't just rise. They root. They don't just chase power, they channel it. They plant visions like flags in invisible soil and water it wounded wisdom. Leadership is standing in the storm of silence and beating your chest confidently in your heart, saying, I will speak. It is going into the place of unknown, redefining it and calling it home. Leadership, I'm calling it home. Let me just look there. It's going to the place. To lead to be last when it's easy, first when it's fire. It is choosing legacy over life, impact over image, substance over nothing. You don't need a cape, you need conviction in your core because you are not just the future. You are not just waiting for the future, but you are the future's architect. Live now, live legacy. Thank you very much. So I'm going to repeat some words from here because my teaching will be based on this. So please, can you go to my slide? The power of leadership and effective communication. So in my slide, I have some of these, but I will just introduce the topic before I go into it because I know that some of us, there are some meanings that you need to know, real life experiences that you need to get from this slide today. Thank you. So, please, my slide. Imagine the world without leaders. I want you to know that you don't need to be a president, vice president before you can be a leader. Everyone is a leader. For you to be a leader is an inbuilt skill. It's an inbuilt gift, but you can also learn it. The power of leadership and effective communication. Please, the next slide. So, without the word, you are a leader, I am a leader. One way or the other, we lead, we make decisions that, brings about actions, that brings about outcomes. So, introduction. Leadership communication are two of the most powerful drivers of influence and impact. You could see it from this image. You could see the as in one on orange, as in the orange image. You could see that signifies the leader. And I think that leader is not walking forward confidently, boldly, knowing that he or she is going to achieve a specific task. You will see that those other ones following at the back, they won't have the faith, they won't have the belief to carry on. That is when you go to an organization with some people, that one will have a bad leader. I cannot be on that thing. I think I'm going to look for work elsewhere because the leader is not what I presume to be. So please, next slide. Great leaders do not just direct, they connect through clear purpose communication. They inspire trust, align teams, and drive meaningful change. In any setting, the ability to lead well begins with the ability to communicate effectively. You can't be a leader without you being able to communicate effectively. Can you imagine a world, you say that you are a leader, you come to the office and everybody just kept quiet, nobody's talking, nothing will happen. So leadership and communication, they work interchangeably to be able to implement tasks. Are you getting me? Mastering both is not optional, it is essential for lasting influence and organizational success. Like, for example, Regalo Foundation. I've led in some other organizations. If I came to Regalo Foundation, communication is key because if you don't give communication timely and at the right time, you lose resources. When I say you lose resources, you go to millions. And you will just spoil your reputation and everything. And such a one might even lose his or her job. That is a bad thing. So, communication and leadership. If you are a leader, you should be able to communicate effectively and timely. There is, into the slide, you will see timeliness. Please go to the next slide. Definition of leaders. Leadership is the conscious commitment. Please listen to this part though. I'm giving you. Leadership is the conscious commitment to influence, serve, and empower others by turning vision into action. Leadership is the conscious commitment to influence, serve, and empower others by turning vision into action. Some of you, sometimes when you leave this place, it's not everybody that will have a job immediately. I'm telling you, real life experience. I stayed for years doing my personal job before I started working. So you have to lead yourself first. So if you are in school, you don't make decisions of your own. You are being influenced by friends and bad friends to do this. I have a friend, I just want to relate so that you understand since you are a student. When I was in 100 level so many years ago, I have a friend in the same hostel. She was very brilliant. She is, she was learning accountancy there. But she resulted in not facing her education and trying to have, as in the opposite gender to rule her life. The first section, she got 1.02, that was her GPA and all that. So, just 2 points made her, she would have repeated the 100 level. So, I heard that she was complaining, oh, I don't know, it's not giving me a chance, look at this, and I'm brilliant, so my result is not 200 level. She repeated 200 level because it was worse than the first one. I had to graduate and left that in school. I have another friend. she preferred to follow class coordinator than to live her life. I'm trying to say that as students, you need to know who you are. It's a foundation. You need to know who you are. Live it. Start directing your life before you want to direct others, before you want to be leader. Some of you want to be CEO. They'll call you Oga, but you can't direct your life. You don't have a say in your life. You need to start it now. Don't allow anybody control you. Let nobody control you to say, do this. Let your yes be yes. Let your no be no. So when you start from that, start ordering yourself. Start accomplishing small tasks as a little task yourself. Then you can say you want to lead people. You can't influence people. You can't give people your vision when you don't have a vision. You can't tell people that this is what I want in the next 5 years and you're not sure of yourself. Some of you are here, you will not know what the real life is talking about. As in, you don't know what is happening. When I say it is labor market, some will say, God forbid, it is really labor market. Let me tell you, it is really labor market. It is when your parents stop paying the tuition fees, that is when you will know. When they say, don't be bro, wait now, please. Can you leave this house? Some parents are so bold, they will tell you to leave the house, that you are supposed to be bringing something home now that they have tried for you. So you need to be serious. So first of all, know how to lead yourself first before you be able to say that you want to lead others. So leadership is the conscious commitment. Now you can't just be a leader. It is a conscious commitment. That is why we have bad leaders. They are not conscious. They are not conscious to do what is right. They know what is right. I was having a podcast. We have a podcast at Regalo Foundation, Voices of Regalo, and I happened to interview a particular pastor. They call him leadership doctor, and I told him that why is it that is it this seat that is changing people once they attain a position? Because before you elect them, they tend to be serious and all that. So is it that there's a spirit on that seat that once they enter the office, it's going to change them? It is not the spirit. That attitude was in them before. It's just that the situation has not placed itself for them to really materialize what they are. So, according to the end of that my slide, you see, you are not just waiting for the future, you are the future architect. How can you be a future architect? How can you be the future architect when you don't know your way? You need to have clear vision for you to be the future architect. That means what you are experiencing in the country, you don't like it. Then now, you are the ones, future leaders that wants to pave the way to make things right. That is future architect, so that you pave the way to make things right, so that you won't have that same thing if you don't like the country. So many people are traveling out, everything is not working fine. You are the future architect. There was a place that ye are seed storms, potential baptized like galaxies in atoms, waiting to detonate purpose into the present, waiting to bring out purpose into the present. You have a purpose. Everybody is a leader. In your own small way, some of you can leave and start your own business. Some people, you don't need to wait for a job. So please, let's go to the next slide. So I just tried to conscious commitment. Leadership is not accidental or passive. For you to be a leader in an organization, I'm telling them timeliness. I told my boss, I played keyboard in my church for 8 years. And when I come to church, 7 o'clock is the time. I run with keyboard on the road. Like I run. I'm teaching them, but I'm the teacher. I would have said, let me come when I want to, but I run on the road. It came into me that even as I'm a leader at Regalo Foundation, when I see the time that we are resuming 8:30, on the road, market, when you see me, I'll be looking at this. They say we should do 100 meters race. People will wonder what I said, what I'm saying, timeliness. I want to be an example. If you as students can be an example of good things, to do this the right way, you will see that nobody would want to travel out. So serve and empower. True leaders do serve and empower. True leadership uplifts others, not just themselves. I do equip myself with skills so that I can be able to teach those under me. How can you be a leader? They say do this. You say please. In fact, you won't even have to say your junior, you're supposed to be like, please, I don't know how to do this for you. You need to equip yourself so that you can be able to serve and empower others. Especially when it's not convenient. Being a leader most times is not convenient, especially when you want to start up your business. Those of you who want to, some of you are even students and you said doing small business. Yes. You started from there. At that time, you have the vision to establish something. It's not convenient, but you have a vision and you share your vision. Some people are patronizing you because they believe in your vision, they believe in your product. So it might not be convenient, but you are paving the path. You say, leaders are visionaries. They see what some people don't. You see the great innovations. Now you'll be wondering, how come the like that? It was a vision, an idea that for next slide. So principles of leadership: vision, servanthood, integrity, accountability, communication, discipline. You need discipline to be a great leader. Wisdom, you need wisdom, strategic thinking. I was having a meeting with my boss and we are just thinking, my own is that once they ask me question, I won't say I don't know. Immediately, it's an inbuilt something because that was even what I studied in school. I studied business administration because as in, I can make decisions. Take me unawares, I will give you the answer now. Take me unawares, I love it. Just take me unawares, ask me questions concerning how we're going to do this, how we're going to do this. I've given you the answer immediately. So, strategic thinking, even when you don't expect, it's not something you plan. We need solution. As a leader, intending leader, you need to have that mindset. Now, going to my spoken word, leadership is not all about titles, a name tag, or a seat at the mahogany table. Mahogany table is an expensive table. We have it with us in Lagos. It's an expensive table, but I just want to tell you one story because one of the volunteers here will be laughing at me. She came to my office and said, "Ma, why is your table small?" Because our own table is big. It's, the reception, so it's very big and beautiful, just like this mahogany table. I just looked at her. I was surprised. I just smiled. It doesn't, as it's not by the table. It's implementation coming out from that table. Our solutions coming out from that table. It's strategic thinking coming out from that table. Can anybody enter your office and you create solution from that table? It's not by the table. Because what I will do, she can't do it. But because we expect visitors to come, we do conferences, that table was bigger. It's not by the table, it's by the responsibilities. Please give me back on table. Let me perform the responsibilities. Let me take action and go to higher ground than being on a mahogany table. And nothing, no mission, no impact. Some people, they are on tables, beautiful tables, no impact. You shouldn't be like that. Every situation, I'm just giving to them, they are 10 minutes into it. That is what I'm, let you know, real life experience. I don't want to read textbook. This is strategic understand. I'm giving you tips like a so when you go out, you'll be really aware. It's not by the table, it's by what you have to bring, the impact, the value. That your seat, that your table, that your position as being a leader have to bring. It is not the spotlight, it is so like the kind that burns when nobody is clapping. Don't wait for for example, as in the volunteers, they do it really, nobody's clapping for them, nobody's applauding them, but they are doing it with all their heart. In any sphere of life, in fellowship, in anything you do as a leader, don't wait till people clap for you. That is eye service. Leadership is not clear in the lapel. You understand? In the old, there is a time that if they do have this shoulder part. When you get shoulder part, your shoulder will be high and you'll be doing guys. You have pride. When you attend a position, it's not the time for you to have pride. It's time for you to put down value. Next slide. Leadership is born in the hush, in the whispers between decisions and doing. You lead because you are pressure tested, not because you are perfect. Now you might think that do I have the qualities to be a good leader? You don't need to be perfect. Even people at home, brothers and sisters, they don't, especially if you are a first. Me, I'm a firstborn. You just need to lead. You just need to direct. So you don't need to be perfect for you to lead in anywhere you are. Any situation you find yourself, company, church, anywhere, you don't need to be perfect. Say pressure tested. You will face pressure. Like a leader is someone who has faced pressure, has endured times, and has passed. So that when you go, it is those pressures, those are your CVs, those are your life experiences, that when you go to a higher post and you exhibit so you say, no, we don't promote this person. No, this person, it's your life experiences, and they came with pains. The experiences came with pains. So those are your life experiences, those are your CVs that will take you to higher grade. And you see, when they want somebody for a higher position, they say, no, this person is more experienced. Pressure tested. A leader walks not with ease, but with ethnic elegance. That means it's just almost the same thing. Elegance. You are so experienced in what you do that you do it elegantly. You do it effortlessly. Next slide. Okay. Real leaders do not just rise, they rule, they do not just chase power, they channel it. They plant visions like fled in invisible soil and water is with wounded wisdom. A leader chooses legacy over life. That is what we are lacking. Leaders need to choose legacy. Leaders now don't want to know what people think about them. Now when I say that ye are the next generation, ye are the next architect, that means you are going to choose legacy over life. You are going to choose legacy over favoritism. If you want your country to be better. Next slide. A leader does not need a cape, but conviction in the core and a spine made of iron inside. Leadership roadmap, you can see the map, you can see FUTO. I never took class on this. Foundation of vision. I've explained that. You need foundation. As in foundation of vision, visionary. A leader's clarity of vision defines its destination. You need to have a vision, then you have a destination. Unshakable integrity. We have transformation, then we have ownership responsibility. Help employees settle into roles with ongoing support. Please, next slide, I'm giving time. So I would want you all to read this out like you mean it. Please, this should be, I want you to remember this. You could see that this leadership lecture is not like the one you are hearing before, right? It's different. I'm giving you life experience. So for FUTO, I have each word for it that depicts an effective leader. So I want every one of us to read it so loudly. 1, 2, 3, go. Focus, fearless, futuristic, fair, flexible, faith-filled, forward-thinking, fast-acting, fervent, friendly, faithful, fearless, unshakable, understanding, uplifting, unique, unifying, unwavering, outstanding, unlimited, unbiased, unrelenting, ultimate learner, utilitarian, unafraid, next slide, transformational, trustworthy, tenacious, transparent, tactful, teachable, team builder, thoughtful, trailblazing, time conscious, target giving, trust giving, truthful, thorough thinker, or outstanding, objective, optimistic, organized, observant, open-minded, original, outstanding, outspoken, overcomer, opportunistic, open-hearted, outcome-driven, oriented to growth. Please clap for yourself. So all these are the attributes of a good leader, an effective leader. You see, futuristic. Even though you have a single business, you need to know in 10 years' time, where is my business going to? In 5 years' time, where is my health business is going to? Before you say that you want to start leading people to you understand, you need to be futuristic. Because if you're not futuristic, you will be be outdated. That's why you see some companies, they are outdated. They can't meet up with the AI trends now because they don't learn continuously. So why is leadership and communication powerful? I won't really explain all this, but if you need the slide, I will make provision for it so that you go through there, activate neutrals, just go. Like, okay, types of leadership. We have transformational leadership, transactional leadership, servant leadership, autocratic leadership. We know autocratic leadership. So I just want to pick something, servant leadership. That is what our founder at Regalo Foundation has. She can even clean the toilet and say, staff, sit down. And you just be touched. You will just be wondering if you can do it when you are the head. As in, she would give what she spends money and millions on to you, and she will say, no, I will not take, I will just stay by. Servant leadership, you don't need to be autocratic. Yes, do this, do that. You know, nobody knows about it. That is not it. So next slide. Democratic, laissez-faire, delegating leadership. That is why you are a leader, you delegate tasks. You only delegate tasks if you have already equipped those people, if you have already empowered them, so that when you delegate tasks, you know that they are able to carry it out effectively. Strategic leadership. If you are a leader, you need to be strategic. How you can bring in income into the organization or into your business. You need to be strategic. Follow trends. Do things that are uncommon so that you can be distinct. Coaching leadership next. Charismatic leadership, situational leadership. And I think situational leadership. Every situation, just tell me, I have answer for it. Inclusive leadership, that is my boss. Visionary leadership, that is my boss. Next. Definition of communication, next slide. Communication is the sacred bridge between minds, where thoughts become shared realities, emotion becomes understood, and connection becomes creation. You can see that my communication definition is not like your own, right? I'm giving you real life experience. Sacred bridge between minds, where thought becomes shared reality. Now, I'm talking about leadership and communication. You can be a good leader. I want to relate this to communication. But if you can't communicate your vision, you are nowhere to be found. In fact, that company you just go down. So, you might have a vision, but you may not know how to present it, to bring it to life. For you to be able to, you need effective communication to bring your vision to life, to lead your team well, to bring about increments in production. So when you have this, so it is a shared thought. You might have an idea. I think if we put this strategy, I think it's going to boost the income of our organization. Have different strategy, new things, uncommon things. So this guy, he's good, he's like we just increase his salary, he's not supposed to be even be in this position. So thought becomes reality. So it is those thoughts, when put down, proper planning and implementation turns to reality. Emotions become understood. When you air your view, your thoughts, emotion becomes understood. And connection becomes creation. It is not just about words, but the energy, intention, and presence that flow between people, shaping meaningful trust and transformation. Next slide. So I will dwell more on this before I will just go through the rest. You can have this slide. How can you influence action through communication? Are you wondering why people are not listening to you? Number one, sell an idea. Sell an idea. When you sell an idea, people will say that this person is valuable. Anytime we are in a meeting, anytime we want to make concrete decision, he is there to pick an idea. And anytime we implement this idea, it brings about good results. Sell a strategy that works with proof. Always have strategies. Don't come to work every time the same thing. Nothing. No, there is no as a future plan, no time. What is your year plan? Nothing different. It's just, heartbreaking. Offer value that is scarce and unique. That's why you need to build yourself. That's why you need to look in your inner self. what inner gifts do I have? It is those inner gifts also about your education, because God puts in unique gifts in us that will make your idea to be unique. Sometimes just go to a free place, meditate. What do I want to do with my life? Where is my roadmap? If your name is John, where is my roadmap? Where am I going? After school, what next? Do I want to carry my body and look for job, or do I want to start from anyone? What next? Know your direction. Make your voice your currency. It is when you train yourself, it is when you equip yourself, that is when your voice will be your currency. When they are in a gap, you say, please let that compare. Because you know that your decision is final, it leads to growth. Be a good negotiator. You must know how to negotiate, and negotiation should be a win-win. Sometimes if you are doing a business and all that, so it's not every time you will gain. If that person is your customer, always communicate rightly. Sometimes your customer might lose. Don't say that because you lost, that me, I'm not going to lose. Sometimes you just compromise. Let there be a win-win, and you see that your business will grow, because those customers will say, this is my this person always considers me, and you see, by the time you get one client just like that, that is how you will grow as a leader. Next slide. Communication skills. So I've talked something, so I will just glance. We have negotiation skills, presentation skills, dealing with aggression, customer care, conflict resolution, intercultural skills, and assertive skills. Conflict resolution. When you are in any place, you should be mindful of how you as a leader, you settle conflict without being biased. Presentation skills. Please, when you are a leader in a company, you would be required to go and make a pitch presentation of what your company, what they do, why do you think we should invest in your company, know how to communicate, how are you going to put out the vision of your company for them to buy into your ideas. Okay, we are going to invest. You need to really know how to communicate effectively. Next slide. Acronyms for communication. So we'll just read this, just like we read the other one. It's just the ending of my lecture today. So I will just enjoy it. So C stands for what? Clarity and conciseness. Clarity, speak with simplicity. Confusion kills connection. O is for what? Openness. Please let's say that not hear your voice. O is for what? Openness. Be willing to listen and accept different views. M is for message. N is for medium. U is for understanding. N non-verbal cues. Next slide. Intentionality for I. Connection for C. Active listening for A. Timeliness. I'll talk about timeliness. Influence, as a leader you must have influence, if not your company is dead. Outcome, then the next one is what? Negotiation. I'll explain that. Then network, you need network, if not you need network for you to be able to grow. Don't lead for applause, lead for impact that echoes long after you are gone. Next slide. A leader's strength is not measured by how many follow, but how many rise. Next slide. Conclusion. We don't suffer from lack of talent, but from lack of leaders who can communicate vision with conviction. The future belongs to those who can speak hope in crisis, inspire change through words, and unite voices towards shared purposes. Leadership and communication together are the blueprint for a better future. Thank you very much.
Keep the applause going, please. I'm sure we've learned a lot from this session, have we? So if I can ask one or two questions, what you learned, just one thing you picked up. Anybody?
I learned that everybody is a leader. When you are leading, you should pay attention to people you are leading and also equip yourself in
skills, in knowledge and updates. Thank you.
Round of applause for her. So I need one guy.
Good morning, everyone. So I learned that leaders don't just rise, they root. What I understand is that leaders don't just come out, they have something that they offer, which is built maybe in silence, even before it comes out.
Thank you so much. We all learn one or two things. And before we go on with the next session, we'll be inviting a very important person to give a short address. The main reason, or one of the main reasons why this workshop is holding here today. So we're going to invite the professor from the FUTO Career Service Center. Please let's give the applause for him. Can you all rise to our feet as we welcome him on stage? Let's keep clapping, please. So I will make him do us the honors of introducing himself officially to us. Please keep clapping, please. Can you better than that? You are here to do.
Okay, thank you so much. Please get seated. Okay. I want to, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, the University Management, I equally want to welcome all of you to this particular program and equally welcome our partners, the Regalo Foundation. Well, I'm just worried that we expected this particular hall to be filled to the capacity, but we believe that as the program progresses, maybe some other of your colleagues will join us. I'll simply tell you that this particular program is packaged by the FUTO Career Service and Counseling Center in collaboration with the Regalo Foundation. And for us, the central objective of this particular program is that it's one of those activities that we want to use to bridge the gap that exists between classroom and what? Career. I'm sure that some of you must have heard this particular saying, which is a little bit demotivating, that where they say Nigerian graduates are unemployable. Have you heard that? Remember, unemployability, when they tell you that somebody is unemployable, is a dead end. It's a state of unemployment without hope of a change. And what it simply means is that, yes, you've acquired academic classroom knowledge, but you don't have what we regard as job-related skills. That is the basic problem that we are currently having. Why you see graduates finish with first class, finish with 2-1, finish with 2-2. That's the expectation that you should finish well academically. But you know that there are first class graduates that they don't have jobs. There are 2-1 people that they don't have jobs. And we are always told that the reason is that there are no jobs out there. Yes, jobs are scarce and there is nothing new about jobs being scarce. Even in the developed world where there are scarcity of jobs. But what seems to be lacking is the young people that have certificates and now have the skills and the knowledge and the competence to be able to create value and be able to deliver that value. So please, I will encourage you to take this activity very, very serious. And of course, there is no lot of activities that at the Career Service Center will line up. There will be more of such activities. So what we do is that we don't want a situation that you keep seeing your regular lecturer telling you what you need in order to make A's and B's. We want to integrate the two to ensure that those from the industry that are telling us that our graduates are unemployed, we want them to be part of the training process that is going on, so that they will expose you to some of those things, some of those skills, some of those knowledge, some of those competencies that the industry people are expecting of you, so that you start learning it while you are here, so that at the point of graduation, you are not going home just with a degree certificate. You know, a degree certificate is just a plain paper. I hope you know that. But the value of that particular paper is what? You. And the value we are talking about you is simply what industry knowledge do you have, what industry skills do you have, what personal development have you been able to do for yourself. Interestingly, while I just walked in, I saw the facilitator talking about leadership skills and all that. Please, what separates you from any other person is the extent to which you've been able to develop yourself. That is personal development. It's personal development that will grant you the ability to be able to be self-confident. That is, you believe in yourself. Because it is only when you're able to believe in yourself that you'll be able to convince somebody that I have something to offer. And of course, for you to believe in yourself, of course, you wouldn't want to deceive yourself. If you are convinced you don't have the skills, you can't even communicate effectively. You will always shy away from opportunities that come your way. Take this particular day, this mantra we normally say. What constitutes success in life is when preparedness meets what? Opportunity. By implication, the opportunities will always be there. But what will not be there that is dependent on you is the issue of being prepared. So please, this is part of our engagement, this is part of the support that the Career Service Center is bringing on board to help you start preparing yourself in order to be job ready. Job ready we are talking about is not necessarily going to look for paid jobs. You can equally be an entrepreneur on your own. Of course, equally while you are here, firstly, part of the listing we'll be talking about today has to do with some digital skills. And you know very well that a lot of things currently is going on in the digital space. The jobs and the career we are talking about, you don't need to wait till when you graduate. Even from today, from some of the skills you will get here, please decide to start taking actions, either as individuals, as groups, as teams, and all whatnot. So on that note, I welcome you all and believe that at the end of this particular program, your process of positive change, as far as acquiring knowledge and practical industry skills, will certainly start. So thank you so much.
Round of applause once again. I want to pick a couple of things from what he shared, and it's very important that we take note of them. Thank you so much, sir, for your presence. We really appreciate it. So, right up next, we're going to be taking the next raffle. I think we've done number 1 to 20. Yeah, so we're going to be taking from 30 to 40. Sorry, forgive me. 21 to 40, please. 21 to 30, please. I'm going to take it from 21 to 30. So if you are number 21 to 30, please can you stand? Just check the tally with you to check the number on the tally. No 21, okay. Please, if you are not in the hall, has gone like that. Please come up on stage. Please can we make it now, please? Thank you. You have to show me your tally, please, so come along with it. We're not happy. We don't want to win anything. If you don't like the gift, you can give me. Thank you. What number, please? 22. So 21. Who's 21? Who's 21? Alright. So 22. 23, please, after him. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. Okay, we're complete. Are we ready? Okay, so please just pick a paper and don't open yet. Pick. Yeah, there's sky inside. Go with sky. Okay, don't do this. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? In case you don't like your gift, you can give me. Thank you very much. So 1, 2, 3, open please. Don't say it. So what do you have? Indomie. Indomie. Ponta. Crossbar. Oh, I'll try again, but sorry. Oh, bracelet. Bracelet. Try. Thank you very much. How about 2K? You got 2K. Okay, thank you. Okay, sorry, that's bracket with Bluetooth speaker, not bracelet. So you can just move together. Let me get. I'm jealous. Remember, that's for everything. Give it. All right, thank you so much. Visit your friends and know you. Tell them that they are busy. No. There's a lot going on. Alright, so for the next session, we'll be having my own self. so I'll introduce myself again. How many of us were here when I introduced myself? You don't know, maybe you can win gifts like that. Everybody was there, nice. Okay, so I think I'll go with you. Round of applause for her. Thank you. Okay, so my name is Oluwa, and once again, for those of us who were not here when I introduced myself earlier, I serve as the Partnership and Communications Manager at Regalo Foundation. And so today I will, don't mind this profile, just don't worry about it. So today I'll be speaking with us on emotional intelligence. Two things actually. I was speaking on emotional intelligence, and the second one will come up much later. So I hope you can see the slides to just have an idea. So first of all, I'd like to start by saying that a lot of the things that we treat today, we will not be able to we will not be able to cover everything because it's just a one-day workshop, but we'll be able to provide the right insights you would need to be able to understand what the concepts are about and also take your journey further from here. So I'd like to start with a story. So I used to have this friend who was me, actually. So when I was in university or when I was in a tertiary institution, I started well, let me put it that way. But along the line, I discovered that a couple of things began to affect me. So I discovered that my grades were good, everything was nice, I come for lectures, I see lecturers give tests and I'm passing and all of that and it's great. But at some point, my grades began to decline and I couldn't understand why that was happening. I couldn't understand why for every feedback any lecturer gave me on a test, assessment or assignment, I just always broke down, right? I wasn't taking those feedbacks well. I also could not understand why I couldn't really relate with most of my colleagues. When we had like a team project, it's either I'm taking the bulk of the work, I'm doing all of the work myself, or at the end of the day, I'm not really participating as I should. And then I also discovered that sometimes I would read so well, I know that I understand the course. But once I get to the exam hall, I just start shaking. And I can't write anything. Happened the first, happened the second, and then I discovered that there was an issue, which brought me to emotional intelligence. So a lot of us, I don't know if any of us have heard the word emotional intelligence before. Has anybody here heard the word emotional intelligence or the phrase emotional intelligence? So okay, I think I'd like to ask, what do you think it's about?
Okay, I understand that the word is like balancing your mental and your emotional states together, keeping them so there's no
I love this definition. You mentioned that it's about balancing your emotions and your heart together. But so I want us to understand that emotional intelligence is a secret weapon, right? And it's a secret weapon for you as a student. It's a secret weapon for you even when you leave the four walls of school, because it's okay to be intelligent, right, in your coursework. It's okay to be, but if you don't have a balance with your emotions, right, if you're not able to balance your emotions with your coursework, you are going to have issues. Alright, so I explain emotional intelligence as the ability to understand, manage, and express your own emotions, as well as recognize and influence that of others. So there are three keywords here: understand, manage, and express your emotions, and that of others, right? And those of others. So now, the key components here are taken from this definition. So the key components of emotional intelligence is self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So now, when I say understand your emotions, for example, I don't know why I get to the exam hall and I'm fidgety, right? That is unknown to me, I don't know why. But the moment I start to recognize that happens to me, and I start to try to understand why it happens, I'm now able to move to the next stage, which is to manage it. So I know, okay, when I have a dream like this, what do I do to keep myself together? What do I do to focus more? And then also I'm able to express myself. So now while managing it, I'm able to do other things that can help me to better express myself at whatsoever task I'm doing, right? And also able to, understand and recognize the emotions of others and also understand. So why it's important, why EI matters, it's because it's crucial for your success, it's crucial for your everyday life, actually. Emotional intelligence is crucial for your everyday life, for your relation with your lecturers, for your relation with your co-students, for your relation even with family members, right? And so I'm going to move to the first part, self-awareness, which is understanding your emotional triggers. So it's the ability to recognize your own emotions, your thoughts, your behaviors, especially in different moments. So for some of us, or I don't know if we have people like that in the home, some people just suddenly say, oh, I'm just nothing back. I don't know why. Any small thing, I just get angry. No, it's because you've not understood what often triggers you to that point, right? So okay, maybe when I'm under pressure, I start to yell, or when I'm under pressure, I react irrationally. Then you've taken the first step of being aware of yourself, right? And then now, it's also important to know this because to situations, you're not supposed to react to situations because reaction often doesn't bring results. Responses bring results. What did I say? So reactions don't bring results. Say after me, reactions don't bring results. But responses do. Let me explain what I mean. So let's say I'm angry now, a lot of things are going on, and I'm shouting. Why did that not happen? In that moment, all I've done is just to make noise. Right? There's no results from what I've done. But if I'm able to respond, okay, what do I need to do now? Speak to this person, do this. Speak to that person, do that. That way, we're already aligned and we're having results. So it's why it's important to properly understand your emotions and put them in check. And so now, how to now be able to understand your emotions or your triggers, right? You need to ask yourself vital questions. So one of the questions, what situations make me angry? For you, it might not be anger. It might be maybe you're always shy or you're always tensed or you're always very anxious, right? So it's to understand first of what situations make me feel this way, right? And secondly, how do I react in such a moment? So you're now being careful or you're being intentional, if I'll use the word, you're being intentional how you react, how you behave. Some of the issues we have with some of our colleagues is not that they are wicked people. Really understood our triggers, we've not understood our emotions, and we've not known how to channel them properly, right? So first thing you need to do when you feel certain emotions is to pause and label it. Sometimes we don't even know why we're feeling the way we're feeling or what we are feeling in the moment. So it's to first stop. I feel this way, my head is hot, my body is shaking. Why? Am I angry or am I anxious? When you're first able to pause and label how you feel, then you can know, okay, what do I need to do to move past this? So now the second part is self-regulation. What did I say? Are we with me? Self-regulation. So it's the ability to stay calm. So I said awareness, right? Ability to understand. Now, regulation is managing, right? So your ability to stay calm, to think clearly and act appropriately. So sometimes we stay calm, but we don't think clearly and act appropriately. So it's a balance of all of it, right? So either when you're upset or when you're under pressure, first thing you must know is that every challenge is to make you better, right? Whatever the challenge is, it is to make you better. So you can either choose to say, oh, this challenge it's crazy, I cannot cope. Or you can choose to say, okay, there is a challenge, how do I find a solution to the challenge? So the ability to stay calm, to think clearly and act appropriately under pressure. And then there are different common causes of triggers, right? So I mentioned some of the academic causes. One could be overwhelming workload or tight deadlines, fear of failure, perfectionism, poor time management, procrastination, miscommunication, and low self-esteem. So these could be some of the reasons why you have certain triggers, right? For example, maybe you're always anxious, right? It could be because of tight deadlines or procrastination. Sometimes you don't exactly do things the time you need to do them, and then you keep saying, oh, I'll do it later. And then in that moment when the later comes, you are now overwhelmed by all of the workload, right? So these are some of the common causes of triggers. And now the tools for self-regulation. So first thing is you want to, like I said, understand. So you've understood, okay, I'm angry. What do I do? Not to react while I'm angry, but respond. So the first thing you want to do is take deep breath, right? is to take deep breaths. Sometimes people say count 1 to 10 or take a walk. So you see that sometimes when two people are fighting, you just see one person, or when two people are arguing rather in the heat of the argument, you see one person just walk away, right? It might be that at that moment that's a trigger for the person and the person does not want to react. So sometimes you could take a walk away, you could take deep counts. Another thing I do is most times when I'm under pressure, I don't listen to my environment, I shut it out. And then I just start speaking things to myself, within myself. That way I'm also able to stay calm and think clearly. Also use positive self-talk. So sometimes you just say, this is too hard, I can't be no. You can speak it to yourself. Positive self-talk actually works. Because what it does is, it begins to realign your mind or reprogram your mind that you can do certain things even without you knowing. It's a powerful tool that can work. Also reframe the problem. Instead of saying this is too hard, you can say this will help me grow. So mindset also plays a very vital role, right? When we are dealing with self-regulatory tools. So also respond, don't react, right? And like I said, choose your behavior intentionally. And then we're going to move to the next part, which is empathy. So I mentioned 5 components. Who can remember the 5 components? Refuted to this is the 3rd one. So can we just echo it? Yes. Yes. Right. So this is empathy now. Empathy is basically putting yourself in other people's situation, right? Putting yourself in other people's shoes, that's understanding from other people's perspective. There are certain people who do not like to listen to other people's view. Once I say this is what I want to do, that's what I want to do. Anything any other person is saying does not stand, does not count. I have more experience. No. Even whatsoever sphere you find yourself, in your classroom, within a team, even in family, you see that most times family members listen to one another because one person cannot know it all. And also because your perspective might make sense to you, but it might not really make sense to the other person, depending on the situation. So it's important to have empathy. And I said empathy is the ability to see things from someone else's point of view and feel what they might be feeling, right? So you might be in a group, maybe you have a group assignment or something to do, and then you share the responsibilities around the 5 team members, and then you say maybe one person should do the printing, one person should do the typing, maybe typing of the assignment or what have you, and then you don't put into consideration that maybe this person doesn't have a good phone, or this person does not have a laptop. You just say, no, you share it. Me, I'm doing this person is doing that. Then you're only to type. I don't care how you do it, no. So being empathetic means that you are able to see from the other person's point of view, right? And you're also able to feel how they feel. Now this will also help you even outside school because you will meet certain people in certain spaces. And the only way you can properly undo their emotions is through empathy. So I said why it works, or why it matters at work, in school, wherever you are, is because it improves teamwork and trust. So if I'm able to understand that this person can't type because they have limited resources, physical resources to do that, I can say, okay, instead of you typing, be in charge of the printing. Let me do the typing. So I'm able to reassign roles or reassign tasks. Secondly, it helps to resolve conflict. A lot of conflict, most times, if you think about it, it's because you are not listening to the other person's point of view. It's because you're not taking into consideration. You're not trying to reason. Sometimes you don't really have to totally agree. But the fact that you first gave them that listening here, allow them to explain their own side of the story or their own parts of whatever you're working with. It also helps to manage people's emotions and reduce conflict or resolve conflict. Then also helps to build deeper connections. So imagine members and every single time I have an issue, you are able to understand what my issue is. Ways you can help me, or see ways you can help me improve. It will help me to deepen my connection with you one way or the other. Yeah, so how to practice empathy? You listen without interrupting or judging. Most of us, we listen to respond. We do not listen to understand what people are saying. As they are speaking, you're already having your response in your head. You are not really trying to understand what the person is saying. So what the person says this, you're already giving back. So sometimes you are even responding to things that the person has already said, right? So first of all, how to practice empathy, listen without interrupting or judging. Secondly, ask open-ended questions. So you can ask people how certain tasks make them feel. You can ask them how certain things you do makes them feel. That way you're also able to take feedback. A lot of us take feedbacks as criticisms. No. Sometimes they are constructive criticisms. So we should be able to take feedbacks and work with them. Also, acknowledge emotions. When you see that certain people feel certain ways, don't push too far. Don't push too hard on them, right? Understand and express that, okay, I understand how you feel, I understand how this makes you feel, but can we do it this way? Then you listen to their feedback and see what they can say. So empathy doesn't mean agreeing, like I mentioned. It means understanding. So it doesn't mean that for everything that someone says, you have to agree, okay, let's do it. No. It simply means that you understand what they are saying and you're finding ways to properly carry out instructions and tasks. And now the next part is effective communication, active listening, and social skills. So I put all of this together and I think I can address them at once. So to build healthy relationships, you need to be able to know how to resolve or constructively manage conflict, right? Because conflicts happen every day, every single day. You can't tell me that you fought with somebody this morning or disagreed with somebody this morning. If you have not done that, raise up your hand. We have saints in the house. So you've not disagreed with anybody. That's beautiful. Not even the bike rider. And now you will change. That's very beautiful. Alright, so we must learn how to build healthy relationships and manage them, right? And I said good communication is saying what you mean and listening to understand. So as much as you're trying to communicate what you mean, what you feel, you're also listening to understand what the person is saying, right? Not listening to attack the person. And signs of poor communication, you jump into conclusion. So sometimes I'm also, liable of that. Sometimes I don't listen fully to what they say. I just say, okay, let's do like this. But it's very important for you to listen fully to what they are saying before you jump into conclusions, right? Second point is assuming that they know what you mean. So you might be explaining something to somebody, maybe because you already have a mental picture of it, and you just feel, oh, this person should understand what I'm trying to say. No, try to break it down to their level, most likely, so that they can understand and better. You can even ask them questions. So while you've explained, you ask them to reiterate what you've said, or reiterate what you have, explained. And then also, poor communication is interrupting or dominating conversations. You only want your voice to be heard, which is wrong. And then I touched softly on communication styles. I'm sure our initial speaker had spoken a lot on communication, but I also want to mention a bit on communication styles. So we have 4 major communication styles. We have assertive, passive, aggressive, passive-aggressive. So first part is the best, or is the most recommended, right? Assertive communication style, which is expressing your thoughts, feelings, and needs clearly and respectfully. Underline respectfully. Shade it like this. So sometimes we express our thoughts, feelings, and needs clearly, but sometimes we don't do it respectfully. So it's important to express them respectfully. You can be honest without being rude. You can be direct without being shady or so you can just express how you feel, what I feel about this certain way without you running everything down or bringing down the person's self-worth or self-esteem. And the second is passive. So you avoid expressing your thoughts or feelings to avoid conflict or gain approval. I used to be on this number 2 very well before. So I don't really want to tell people what I'm thinking or what my thoughts are, because I just feel, a fight is going to erupt, we're going to fight, we're going to disagree, and I hate fight. So I'm just like, okay, you know what, let me just keep to myself. If you say do this, I'll do it without even, sharing my own feedback. And one thing it does is that, unknown to you, it bottles your feelings up, right? It bottles your feelings up, and what happens is, it's like a rubber band. When you keep stretching it and stretching it and stretching it, it's either it returns or it cuts. So you get to a point where you just had it up to here and then you just have an outburst, right? So also being assertive helps you prevent having outbursts. And then the third is being aggressive. Expressing your needs or opinions in forceful, disrespectful, or controlling ways. Either you're using a harsh tone, or you're just focused on winning the conversation or dominating, which is also is a poor communication style and should please be avoided. And then the last is passive-aggressive. Nigerians do this a lot. So it's appearing passive on the surface, but you're angry. So you see sarcasm when somebody does something, say, it's true. Or somebody tells you to do something and body language is giving no, but you are saying no, don't worry, I'll do it. But when the person goes, yeah, why should I do something like that? So you're not expressing your thoughts directly to the person, but you're being passively aggressive, and which is also a wrong communication style. So the best is being assertive. So what did I say before communication styles are? Okay, so the next one is managing conflict and giving feedbacks constructively. So like I said, conflicts often happen We cannot, elude that. But what matters is how you handle it, and some of the common causes of conflict is communications or met expectations. So I have an expectation, I need you to do something, but I don't clearly communicate it to you that I need you to do this. I just assume you are supposed to know that I need you to do this, and then you don't end up doing it, and then we have a conflict, right? Or different communication styles. So maybe one person is assertive, the other person is aggressive. It could lead to conflict. Also, conflict resolution tips. So first is stay calm and respectful again. Then focus on the issue, not the person. So most times what we do is, you did this, you did that. No, you're supposed to focus on the issue or how the issue made you feel. So I hate that this made me feel this certain way. How about we did it some other way? Not just attacking the person, because if you attack people, what you do is that you make them attack you back, right? They build a defense and they want to attack you back, right? And then so focus on the issue, not the person, and then also look for a common ground. So like I said, you might not agree on everything, but you have a common ground. I understand this, you understand that, let's work with it, right? And then lastly, like I said, okay, use the I statement. I felt like it's not always you did this, you did that. So when you do that, like I said, the person gives a defense and wants to attack. But when you're using I, the person is understanding how it made you feel, and the person is knowing how to properly navigate. And then, so also I said giving feedback is very important, right? It's very important to receive feedback. And you might feel like, oh, feedback is a big one. But sometimes, even as well as somebody saying, oh, I love your head, I love your outfit, that's feedback, right? So we should understand that feedback is an important part of our growth, and we should not shy away from it. So one is be specific when you're giving people feedback. So I noticed you were not able to do this. Not you always never do this, or you never always. So it's important that you making it sound, more careful and mild. Also, don't wait for weeks before you speak up. So this is another thing with people who have, I think, passive, communication style too. They bottle things up, and then maybe something that happened last year, you're not talking about it this year, December. Do you understand? So that way you're not able to properly give a great feedback. Also be balanced. So don't just criticize, offer suggestions. So if I'm saying, oh, you didn't do this well, I'm also saying, this is how I think you can do it better. Also, be kind. Please, tell your neighbor, be kind. Nigeria is already hard. Be kind. Tell your neighbor.
Cloud computing is like something like backing up most or some of your information, related information with the cloud. Something like Google, your email account, or your Yahoo.com account, something like that. I'm backing up your important information which we don't like to lose in a better future. I'm backing it up in the cloud.
Please give him a big round of applause. So he explained it the simplest way ever, like the simplest way. There is the advanced side of cloud computing, but he has explained it in the simplest way we can all understand. And so I also want to mention that we cannot cover everything, or we can't even cover 1/4 of cloud computing today, right? We can only give you a little insight into it. And then if you really want to understand what it's about, how to navigate, then I will share a few other slides that will talk about how to go about cloud computing, right? So like he mentioned, I'm going to go with his definition. One thing a lot of us don't understand is that we compute in the cloud every day. That's what a lot of us don't understand. We're looking for the big technical explanation to cloud computing. Oh, when they are servers. Oh, when they are this, when they are that. No. Cloud computing, as little as what he said, backing up on a Google Drive. So basically, I'm going to use that Google Drive to explain it in simple terms. So now you have pictures on your phone, right? And then your phone has limited storage capacity, right? So maybe your phone is like 32 gig. Who uses 32 gig phone? Okay. Sorry. So your phone has a limited storage capacity, right? And then you now have excess information you don't want to delete. So what do? Most times you back them up. Do you understand? For iPhone users who are very proud, sorry, they're not proud, but for iPhone users who like to always, display their iPhones, they often back them up to what you call iCloud, right? So most of their information, they back them. So that's what I explained. So imagine saving your files, you're not saving it on a physical hardware, right? You're saving it to the cloud. So this also helps you to take out what you need of, getting hardware or buying buying a phone with a bigger storage when you know that you can just save them to the cloud and you have them there for life, except you delete your account. So you have them always saved and you can always retrieve at any time you need. So cloud computing is using the internet to store, manage and process data instead of using your computer's hard drive, right? And it's simply, so the more advanced explanation is that it's delivering computing services, server storages, databases, software, whatever you can think of over the cloud, right? Once there is an internet connectivity. So another example of a cloud storage or the use of cloud computing rather is what you know as Netflix. How many of us have Netflix accounts? I thought we were big people in FUTO. Okay, sorry. So what you know as like Netflix or Spotify, right? So what you don't understand about this is that these files, the music you listen to, the movies you watch on Netflix, they have been backed up somewhere in the cloud with a server. All you are doing is creating an account to be able to retrieve these things to use. Okay, so now I mentioned 3 types of cloud services, right? And this often runs for normal individuals like us and also big organizations. So you see big organizations these days using cloud services or cloud computing because one thing it does is that, especially for big organizations like fintechs, where they cannot exactly get all of their storage in maybe one room as you have it before, they already have to like get servers, buy servers, and then start connecting. All they have to do is to buy a cloud service and then have all of this on the cloud service. I don't know if you understand. I'm trying to break it down so we all get. So there are 3 types of cloud services. So the first is the infrastructure as a service. The second is platform as a service. And now the third is software as a service. The most common that we use, like he explained, is software as a service. So I'll explain. Infrastructure as a service is an organization. Let me use a laptop to explain it. So it's like buying a laptop and there's nothing on the laptop at all, right? So infrastructure as a service is buying the laptop and now putting the operating system by yourself. Downloading all of the applications you want to put by yourself. So that's what happens. Most big organizations who often want to run services like, so an example of infrastructure by service, an example of a company that does it is Amazon Web Services. So they allow big organizations to be able to buy a space or a storage space. They only provide them with that storage space. So what they do is they now build their OS, they impute their infrastructure, all the other things in place to be able to now properly utilize that infrastructure. I don't know if you get it. Now the second is platform as a service, which is building applications without managing the hardware. So platform as a service is basically majorly for like developers, people who just want to build applications. So let me explain now. When you still using the laptop, you know I said infrastructure as a service, you just buy the laptop, there's nothing on it, you just buy the laptop and then you decide how you want the laptop to be, what operating system you want to put, what applications, that's infrastructure. But now, platform as a service is, you are given a laptop already with an operating system. So what you now do is, you now download the applications you want on that laptop. I don't know if you get me, I don't know if I've simplified it enough yet. So that's platform as a service. So basically, it's like building application. You are hosting, so what, for example, let me give an example, maybe a web hosting platform. So what they do is they sell web hosting plans to people or to organizations or to developers, and the developer now goes on that web hosting platform and builds an app. It could be maybe an app for an end user, it could be maybe an app for internal processing, whatever the app is, but then they build it. But now, instead of hosting that app on a physical server that you can see, it's being hosted in the cloud. So it's now available over the website, over web browsers, or wherever you are. Or if they want it for their internal processes, like some companies, it might not be for end users, for better internal processes. So they host it on the application and then they give their staff members access to it. So that's platform as a service. And now software as a service, like I mentioned, is the one we are all familiar with. So it's still using the laptop. So you now have a laptop, you have an operating system, and you have maybe Zoom on it, or you have Adobe on it, right? So now we put everything together. All you have to do is to pay and then access the application. So like I mentioned, Google Drive. is an example, or Google services is an example, Zoom is an example, Netflix is an example. So you are paying, that's why it's called software as a service. You are paying for the software, right? You're not wondering, you're aware of this. It's important for you to equip yourself with information. Should in case you get a job in a company like this, I'm going to give an example. I had a friend who went to apply for a job. She applied for a job actually. I think she was looking for a UI UX job, and she applied. And but by the time she got there, during the interview, the man just asked her a random question. What's cloud computing? And she was stuck. She could not explain. And then he said, do you think you can, venture into this? And she was like, oh, she doesn't know what it's about and all of that. And he gave her a grace. He said, okay, you know what? Go back, read it up, and come back for the interview. But many of us might not have that grace to do that. But that's how she got the job, because she was able to go back and read, because the company, majorly all their files, all their databases were on the cloud. They didn't have physical servers or what have you. So she was able to read it up. She came back and gave the man a feedback, and he said, okay, we'll put you on trial for so and so months and see if you can actually do the job. But that's how she got the job. So imagine if you went for that interview and you didn't have the knowledge, and the interviewer wasn't ready to give you a second chance, right? So it's important to equip yourself. Also because I said remote work. So freelancing also, most clients they need cloud savvy professionals who can run with them. Alright, so why cloud computing is the future? First is scalability. It allows a lot of businesses to easily scale their resources up and down based on demand. So it's like saying I buy 20 gig of storage today. And then tomorrow, maybe the files I have are not up to that and the amount is choking. I can decide to reduce my storage and say, no, I want 10 gig this month. So that's one of the beautiful things about cloud computing, and that's why it's the future. Because imagine they bought all the physical servers already, they will have to use all of them because they will know what wear and tears, and they will also want to properly utilize their the resources they put into getting them. Only pay for resources consumed at the moment. So you have resources or the number of storage, if I'll put it that way, that you need in the moment. Then also enhance security. The security is better. Cloud providers invest in the security measures and policy control. So it's advisable to actually use cloud computing. Accessibility also, so you can access it anywhere you are in the world once you have internet connectivity. Also, it's sustainable. So it reduces the putting all equipment in a place, connecting servers, the stress, getting people to actually often look at these servers and make sure that they are well put in place and all of that. All you have to do is just have them over the cloud. Sorry, I'm running fast so that we can cover. So also, major cloud, okay, I think I'll skip this and come back maybe later. Right, so I mentioned that I'm trying to give you resources that you can use should in case you are interested, which I believe you should be. So there are various trainings and certifications for cloud computing online. We have a lot of them. We have AWS Skill Builder, we have Microsoft Learn, we have Google Cloud Skill Boost, we have IBM's, and this is just like taking any course online, right? It's like, I don't know how many of us have ever taken a programming course online or something. Yeah, so it's just like taking any course online. You sign up, you enroll, and then you take the courses. For some, they are paid, while some are actually free. So they give you a breakdown, a run through on how to write your lab queries and all of that, and you are able to properly learn. So how to get started, pick a platform. So you could explore any of the platforms I mentioned initially. I'm not limiting you to one. You could choose AWS, you could choose Google Cloud, anyone you want. You could choose Microsoft Learn, and then pick a beginner's part. I think I'll just jump to the last part, be consistent, because I can say everything, and if you're not consistent, you're still not going to learn. So it's important to be consistent. Once you know, in anything you do actually, it's not only limited to this. For you to be able to be a pro, or at least be vast in knowledge of a particular thing, you have to be consistent in it. So it's not just about starting the course, it's about consistent while at the course. And also apply with your skills rather. Take up internship roles. It's not every time you have to look for a job that pays you more. Sometimes you could take up an internship just to learn better on the job, just to better put your skill to practice. That way you can also sharpen yourself. Okay, so I did like somewhat a screenshot. I was going to do a video, but because I didn't know how the internet connectivity was. So I just gave, so you can maybe take a picture of this and try it much later. So you can visit this website. This is just Google's own cloud. this is on Google's own cloud platform. You can create a free account. So I think I sort of kept screenshots here to show. So this is the cloud service, this is creating the account, and then it has different stages. You have beginner, intermediate, advanced. You have, if you want the full course, if you want like a learning path. So from one beginner's course, you take it to the next, and then you can also get completion badges at the end of each of them. So I'm going to end with this slide, and I just sort of used emotional intelligence with cloud computing because to me they somehow play a role, right? So the first I said is learning cloud computing requires persistence, focus, adaptability, and these traits are strengthened with emotional intelligence. And these traits are strengthened with emotional intelligence, right? So you have to be persistent, you have to be focused. Do you understand? Also, secondly is managing frustrations. Like you said, you have learned coding, so I can understand the initial stage when you were writing code, you're very angry, you want to throw the laptop away, all of that. But it requires that you are able to regulate yourself, self-regulation. So you're able to understand that this part I'm getting into is not going to be an easy ride, or an easy ride, right? It's going to be difficult at some point, but being able to regulate how you feel and continuing because you have a vision or a mission in mind. Also collaborating with teams. So when you start maybe intern or work, you're going to have to meet with difficult people. So it's about understanding empathy and communication skills. So you're able to understand how to pass across certain things that you feel, certain ways you think projects can go better, and also staying self-motivated. So because motivation is the only thing that can get you to properly learn any course. So you need to be self-motivated. So I said to succeed in cloud computing, emotional intelligence is also very important, and you have to do it. Yes, I think that's all. Thank you so much for listening. But I'm honored to speak with you all. So I think we'll take questions much later because of time so that we can just keep going. But you can keep your questions and then we'll take them much later. So I think we're going to move to the next and play for the next raffle. Are we ready? You don't sound ready. Are we ready? Okay, so we did 21 to 30, so we're doing 31 to 40. So if you fall between that number, please just stand up. Fast. 31 to 40. I know it's yours. I can take the gift. $31 to 40 is okay, so you can just so just 31, 32, just arrange yourself according to your number. 31, 32. Okay, 32. 33, 33. Okay. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. This. Okay, we can go home.
Crossbar.
You don't try again. Sorry.
3K. First time.
The right one was for them. Come closer. Can you raise it? Okay, thank you so much. And congratulations. I think the next person that wins money, I'll collect their money before I leave. Okay, so we're going to have the next session. We're going to have the next session on and alright, so the next session is going to be anchored by Ms. Obianuju Ikebune. She's a dynamic public relations and marketing communication strategist with expertise in brand management, crisis and reputation management, media relations, and strategic storytelling. She's passionate about building impactful narratives and excels at crafting campaigns that enhance brand visibility, engage audiences, and drive business growth through innovative partnerships, strategic communications, and digital engagement. She's passionate about policy making and activities that drive social impact and community development. LBC agency and sits on the advisory board of the local foundation. Please put your hands together for me.
Okay, very well, good afternoon, everyone. Are we all having fun? Are we all having fun? Okay, so we are learning and we are earning while at it. Every time Regalo Foundation says, would you let's go? I say we move. Questions. So I'm super excited to be here. I've been here 4 times and this is my first time coming to the Federal University of Technology, Owerri. Years ago, I had a perception about the school boys as a boys' school. But years now down the line, I can see beautiful girls and beautiful boys schooling together. So let's put our hands together for ourselves. Because hearing about a workshop like this and taking it upon yourself to register and come out for it is an intentional effort at bettering yourselves. So Regalo Home Foundation has been doing a lot here for us, gifting us, feeding us. I want to ask, how many of us are not on social media? Not on social media, not on any social media platform. Can you raise your hands up? Oh great, so I can see that we are on social media. So can you all flip out your phones? If you don't flip out your phones, I think I'll stop the sharing of whatever is going on. Can we all flip out our phones? If you have your phones, please raise them up. Okay, so let's go on Instagram. I mean, that's the least you can do for Regalo Foundation. And type Regalo Foundation and follow them now. I'm going to give us 2 minutes to do that. And I think the best person to do that should have something. Should I do that? So who has followed Regalo Foundation? Can I see your hands up? Wow, oh great. Keep it in mind, I have something for you. So we have 1 more minute to do that. This is kind of taller than I am. I don't like it. Okay, I'll make it. Okay, so who else has followed Regalo Foundation? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and they are also on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to Regalo Foundation if you like what you're getting here today. So, how many of us have heard that popular phrase, the internet never forgets? I know you've heard it, right? Great. So let us pause for a moment to think. What was the last thing you did on social media or posted anywhere, aside from following Regalo Foundation? What was the last thing that we did? Be it sending a WhatsApp message or broadcast or accepting cookies. Pause and think for a moment. What was the last thing you did on social media? My name is Obiano Jubilee Akikemi, and I'll be taking us on digital footprints and hygiene management. And that's going to be touching on your personal branding. For my slide. Great. So, what is your digital footprint? A lot of us just go online and we do a lot of things without understanding that we are leaving trails of our activities and ourselves online. And do you know the interesting thing? It's permanent. It never gets deleted. So very recently last week, I was chatting with a friend on Instagram, and after the chat, I wanted to delete something that I sent to my friend on Instagram. And Instagram reminded me that you can actually delete this, but in the future, if there is need for an investigation or a problem arises, we would call it back. So the internet actually never forgets. If you doubt what I'm saying, you can actually try it. So what is your digital footprint? Your digital footprint refers to the trail of data you leave behind when you use the internet. How many of you have visited a website and while you're trying to visit that website, you see something like accept cookies? You all have seen it, right? Correct. So as part of that activity is your social media activity. I mean, you sign up with your email address. That is your personal information. You sign up, any search history, even if you go incognito, your search history is being stored, in case you do not know. Emails and subscription, your comments and your reviews. Let's even come down to comments, right? Some people actually create a burner account. You all know what a burner account is? Like a fake account. Okay, so because you're very particular about your personal brand, you don't want to be out there saying something that is not befitting of you, or maybe you don't want your pastor or your family members to see whatever you're doing online. I know some people also have their WhatsApp where they block people from viewing whatever activities that they do, right? That brings me back to comments and reviews that you leave online. So you go online and you feel that you must always have an opinion about a certain subject matter, and you just forget your whole training, and you have your son name attached to the name, and you just go under the comment section and you're blabbing. That is a digital trail. And always remember, the internet never does what? Thank you. So uploaded photos and videos and your online transaction, they are all examples of the digital footprint and trails that you leave online. So types of digital footprints, we have the active and the passive one. So the active ones are the ones that you voluntarily by yourself, like your Instagram post. I mean, you took a selfie of yourself and you voluntarily posted it online. So that's like your active digital footprints. Then the passive ones are information collected without your direct input, right? Say for example, you visit a website and they're asking you to accept cookies. They want to pick your data, right? So all of these are the types of digital footprint. Next slide. Managing your digital presence. Managing your digital presence refers to the routine practices and the conscious actions you take to manage, protect, and maintain your online presence. Why does it matter? Protect your personal and your professional reputation. In case you don't know, your online presence serves as your online CV, even before you send your CV to your employer. Did you get that? Online presence. These days, employers always just go online to Google you and go to your social media platform to find out about you before they even request for your properly articulated CV. So in case in point is myself, I interviewed for a role, a very senior role earlier this week before I came down here. And I sent my CV. I always put my best foot forward is my LinkedIn because it's a very professional platform for me. LinkedIn is very professional. So I sent my LinkedIn address because I always have it in my CV. And so after the interview, the owner of the business, I was looking for the chief executive, for the chief operating officer of the organization, and he asked, would you be able to work very well cross-functionally across different teams? Hope you would not like fight too. And I'm like, have I given up the impression that I would like fight? So he looked at me and said, well, I googled and I did my research and I saw your tweets. You were very active during NSAS. And I'm like, oh. He went back to my tweet. You know how Nigerians are on Twitter? Like everybody's just have 150 words and you're very articulate. I mean, you can actually cause war on Twitter. And there's special Nigerian Twitter. Like even Elon Musk, he even knows that Nigerians know a part of Twitter. And I did not know that he had gone to my Twitter platform to see that I was active during the NSAS protest. So again, your social media platform is like your online CV, even before you send your own physical CV. Does that make sense? So it matters to protect your personal and your professional reputation, to also prevent data breaches and identity theft, to enhance employability and brand trust. Remember I talked about enhancing employability. I know a lot of us here are still students and we may not even care about our digital footprint, but have it in mind today. If you are applying for any job opportunity, your employers are going to visit your social media platform. Does that make sense? It also helps to maintain credibility and authenticity. So, in managing your digital footprint, there are different elements that comes to play, right? I'll be talking about these elements alongside best practices. So I keyed this into 4 different elements, and the first one is your professional online presence. As students, I remember what the prof said. Prof said this workshop is actually bridging that gap between the classroom and your career, right? So as students, you should start making intentional and conscious efforts to start transitioning from the classroom to your career. So you have to start learning how to build that professional outlook for yourself. So I classify this into 4 different elements, which are your professional online presence, your social media responsibility, your online security practices, and content creation and control. So under professional online presence, I discussed best practices. So you need to maintain updated profiles on professional platforms like LinkedIn. How many of us are on LinkedIn? Okay, in case you're not on LinkedIn, you all will need to have to open a LinkedIn account, because trust me, a lot of your employers are on LinkedIn and will be looking out for you. So use consistent photos, bios, and usernames across platforms. I know a lot of us have very funny usernames across social media platforms, but while you're transitioning into your career phase, I think you want to learn to have a very beautiful and concise bio, and learn to also work on your username. I see very funny usernames like what kind of name will has anybody had any funny username here? Do you want to give me an example? Sorry? Oh, so you guys all funny. So if you're preparing to move and transition to your career phase, you need to learn to clean up your platforms online and also have an amazing username across your platform. Username can be your full name, and there's nothing wrong with having your full name across your digital platform, especially for a professional platform like LinkedIn. Then create and contribute to professional content, right? I talked about comments and reviews. A lot of people just go on that different comments. I know entertainment and entertainment values are things that actually, spur us up, right? Content like Big Brother Nigeria that is currently ongoing. A lot of people leave a lot of very funny comments there, but sometimes go to platforms that are in line with what you want to do after school, right? Go to platforms that are in line with your values and drop valuable content, right? Next, customize privacy settings to control who sees what and what you also see, right? You can also streamline the content you see on social media. If you do not want to see content around fighting or war, you can actually select, because there are now privacy and policy and politics controls. You can actually streamline all of this based on what you want to see. And I was waiting for my right to come pick me up. I just turned on my I'm like, oh, hi guys, it's travel season. Guess where I am today? And my mommy just came into the room. You want to tell the world where you are? I don't have money for your ransom. So I said, no. I turned off my camera. So avoid oversharing private matters, okay? It's okay to share some things that are personal about you, especially if they have to do with your career, your studies, or your values, or the things that you like, especially if they contribute to social impact. It's okay to share that. But on your private issues, I think you want to tone down on that. They refrain from engaging in online arguments and controversial posts, especially if you know the type of reputation that you want to build for yourself. Avoid and refrain from engaging in online arguments or controversial posts. So I believe a lot of you must have taken, a picture of this. So I would hurriedly skip this and go to my next slide. So build a clean and intentional digital footprint. Remember I was talking about best practices. So this is the continuation of it. Google your name. So if you Google your name today, what are you going to see about yourself? Can anybody try that? Just type your name on Google and tell me what you see. It doesn't have to be something elaborate. It can be a trail back to your social media handle. Sorry? Oh, people that swear. Oh, wow. Okay. So when you Google your name, find out what you see. And if you don't like what you see, we can work on cleaning your online image. So check all your public profiles. Note content that is outdated, inappropriate, or misaligned with your personal brand. Then create a LinkedIn profile with achievements and your certifications. I know that most of you are in school here, most of you have started taking some online courses and certifications, right? So these are the things and the type of content you can start posting across your social media platforms, especially if you're looking forward to getting a career after school, like building your career after school. So work on your professional LinkedIn platform. Then use consistent usernames across platforms. So today you can say, my name is Lilian Ikemune, and maybe I go to another platform and I put maybe another funny name, Sexy Future. So how would someone find me if they are looking for me, right? So there needs to be consistency across all your social media platforms. Then avoid sharing extreme personal views or offensive content. I know that Nigeria is in a phase where people are really struggling, and a lot of people are annoyed with the type of governance that is being practiced here. So most of you will actually go on Twitter and use strong words on the leaders. I want you to all know, as much as you always shout GDPR, GDPR, even that's your private message. You know that there are people at the back end who also have access to that message. If you doubt me, you can, but please don't do it. You can go and type something about war or treason. They will start to monitor your account. Do you get that? So as much as you always say GDPR, GDPR, note this. Your information is not private. There is no information you put online that is private. And that's why you have to really be very careful about your digital footprint online. So I put together some few digital detox tips. Deactivate or delete unused accounts. Clean up digital clutters, old emails, saved passwords, unused apps. All of these things that you don't use again, right? You can start to delete them. Clean up your digital space so that you just have a particular one that you're managing and you have control of. Then set weekly or monthly times to review and update online platforms. So I want to share a short story. So there's this client I had one time, and he was actually going into politics, and he confided in me, like, while he was growing up, he had put out some very rash comments about a particular subject matter, and now he's becoming a better person. He's learning, unlearning, and relearning some certain kind of things. And the truth is, the internet never forgets. Everybody already knows this is this particular person. So what can he do better now that this is information is lying. He knows he cannot delete it, right? So what I advised him to do was, oh, this is who you are. You have to now come out, as part of crisis management, this is what you have to do. Come out and own who you were, right? And let people know that you are now better, you're now a better person because you have learned some certain things at the time, right? Now that you know better. And after that, go on social media and start talking against those things you talked about in the past, right? Does anybody understand what I'm trying to say? Because actually he cannot delete it. He can't delete most of the content he had posted in the past. And now that he's trying to become a better person, how can he now override all of those contents that do not make sense to him anymore? The only thing is, first off, accept your mistakes, take responsibility. Then you can now start to build afresh, fresh content, debunking all of those things that you have done in the past. My next slide, please. So as part of best practices, posts about your field of interest, values, community work, or career milestones. Like take for example today, then you have a backdrop outside. After today's program, or even while you're sitting here, you can actually take a selfie and you also post it online. And you talk about the things that you have learned today. That's another very good way you can use your social media platform. So while you're all seated here, let me allow you all to take a selfie and post it on social media. It could be on your story, it could be on WhatsApp. Post it and tag Regalo Foundation. Please, let's do that now. I'll give us 1 minute to do it. A selfie. Can you take a selfie of yourself chewing and munching? You can take a screenshot of anything you've seen around you today on the screen, anything that makes sense to you. I will come for you. Where's your phone? Upstairs. Sorry. So why were you not part of the first 100? You have won yourself a power bank. Wow. So how is that going? Thank you for indulging me. Okay, so while that is going on, follow and interact with professionals and organizations in your industry. Now that you follow the Regalo Foundation, always make sure to drop positive comments across all the digital platforms. Share testimonials or success stories related to your journey. Then tools for reputation management, Google Alerts. So people always set up Google Alerts for themselves, especially if you're a CEO or you are a top shot in your industry. It's as part of social listening. People always want to find out what is being said about them, right? So a lot of CEOs, a lot of presidents, they have Google Alerts set up for them. So whenever you mention their name for anything, they always receive the alerts for them to know if you said something wrong about them. So you can also do it for yourself if you're building your personal brand. Set up Google Alerts for yourself so that you can learn to manage your reputation online and always find out what people are saying about you. Then audit your profile, review your bio, and your posts. You can always put privacy on like your Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So I have an exercise and a case study. So as part of the exercise, we've actually done one, and I would like us to take it a notch higher. Remember I asked us to Google ourselves, and these two things, okay, I asked us to Google ourselves, right? As part of Googling ourselves, what are the two things you found about yourself, either good, bad, or surprising? Does anybody want to answer that? Please, come and share the stage with me. Hurry, please. You don't have all the time in the world. Okay, the lady in white also wants to come. Please, come and have this stage with me. I like my session to be very practical. So while she's coming up, you Googled yourself, right? So what are the two things you found about yourself? Good, bad, surprising, shocking, anything?
I would say it's good because first I saw that I'm a student. Yes. And then one of it is surprising because I saw that I'm a software IT engineer.
Did you put that out? Was it you?
They said they got it from LinkedIn.
From LinkedIn. So I guess you must have put it up on your LinkedIn profile while you were setting it up.
I guess.
Okay.
Because I'm not active on LinkedIn.
You're not active on LinkedIn, but I think you should start being active on LinkedIn. So, is there anything you'd like to keep or delete or improve based on what you found about yourself?
I think I'd like to keep the engineer, but maybe take out the software IT.
That's not true. What are you currently studying?
Yes, I'm studying mechanical engineering.
Okay, great.
So I'll remove the software IT and put mechanical level.
Thank you very much. Just start together for me. So, tell us your name. So, what's your name?
So my name is Ohazulike Chukwuebuka Emmanuel.
Thank you. So, what's your name and what are the 2 things you found out about yourself? Good, bad, or surprising?
Okay, my name is Odunze Fortune. There's one very surprising thing I just found out now. During my 400 level, we did seminar, and I did not know that my invigilator published my work online.
Wow.
So I just saw it, and the reviews were surprising.
There are even reviews on that.
Yes.
Interesting.
So I also found I was also nominated for one award, and I found out that it's also online via LinkedIn and stuff like that. So it's really surprising, and I think it's good in a way. Thank you.
So you see why it's always good to audit your platform. So let's put our hands together for both of them. Thank you very much. So moving forward, always like Google yourself and audit your platform. Your unused contents that do not align with your values or what you believe in, start deleting them now. Okay? And if there are contents that are surprising but good to you, keep amplifying them. And if there are things that you also want to edit, you can also edit it now. So you can also amplify that which you have seen about yourself across your social media platform. So this very case study I want us to discuss. Remember I said my session is going to be very practical. So a young graduate was denied a job because of a controversial tweet from 4 years ago. I'm not that graduate. My own was not controversial. So what lessons can be learned and what steps should be taken to clean up or recover? Does anybody want to indulge in that case study? Okay, the lady in green, please make your way to the stage. Hurry. So while she's coming, another person can actually be thinking about this. A young graduate was denied a job because of a controversial tweet from 4 years ago. What lessons can be learned? What steps should be taken to clean up or recover?
Okay.
Introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Smoloku Gift Chiagozie, and from this case study, we can see that the lessons that can be learned from this case study is that we should be careful what we post online, and also not just your present predicament or your present state now. Just be mindful of yourself, be mindful of your future, and what steps should be taken. I think I was not here from the beginning, but if he or she can link up with a social media manager and look for ways to, let's say, clear up some things from his account, or he or she should just learn from his mistakes.
Let's get hands together for her. So Chiagozie, before you go, wait. I really want to commend you. Because I know when they put out the link for registration for this workshop, it said business casual, right? And I like the way you're dressed. Some people came in here with slippers, and that's part of the personal brand that we're talking about. So look at why I called you on stage. Imagine we had the presence of the media. You'll be seeing yourself on television. Somebody can take a picture of you today and post it online, and in 2 years' time, when I ask you to Google yourself, you will not know that you're also online. So let's put our hands together for her.
Thank you.
And let's do better next time. When you're coming for such workshops like this, you don't know, you can find yourself on stage, right? So your personal grooming is also as part of your personal branding. So does anybody also want to contribute to the case study? Okay, please, let's have it. the fact that the girls are really coming up, and I thought this school was for boys only. That was years ago.
My name is Chamaka Fiko Oham. Just like what the lessons can be learned, Sharon already said that I want to, what steps should be taken to clean up or recover.
Just to cut you short, so can you reiterate on the lessons that can be learned?
Okay, the lessons that can be learned here is that as the future youths, the future leaders, we should be accountable for all that we are doing. We should know that the internet never forgets, and whatever we display online will likely be in the future. I just want to give an example. Just like my junior sister one time ago, she's this TikTok. She did something nasty. I didn't even shout at her. What I did was to save the video. I went to her WhatsApp. I forwarded it to her. I tell her, Naza, if you know that I will keep this video and send it to your future children, and you know you'll be proud of them seeing it, fine. But if you know they will not be proud and you don't want them to see it, go and delete it. I didn't need to stress myself. She went and she deleted that stuff on her TikTok account.
You're a kind big sister. How come you didn't report to your parents?
I didn't have to because I was able to handle that myself. Then what steps should be taken to clean up or recover? Just like she said in one of her statements, she said that concerning one of her clients and what he did in the past, just like we can't be able to erase it because there are some people, those people that built up those websites, they have access to those deleted messages, deleted videos that is online, meaning that someone has access to it. So all you have to do is own up to what you have done and start to display the new version of yourself that you want people to know.
Indeed, you are very smart in this school. Well done, Chiamaka. Okay, so the next slide, please. So I'll be switching over to personal hygiene and professional presence. So you see there is an interconnectivity between your digital presence and your physical presence, right? And remember, I have commended, I think this Chiagozim, for her outfit, for sticking to the theme, the dress theme for this event. So, why does hygiene matter? Personal hygiene affects how other people perceive you, especially in the professional and academic setting. It is part of how you present your values, similar to how a clean web page builds trust. So there's a similarity between your personal hygiene and, of course, your online presence. How many of us must have heard that phrase, fake life? We've all heard it, right? So, very good image online. They can be very dirty people, right? So let us not project that about ourselves. So just as dress codes and grooming standards reflect respect for workplace norms, personal hygiene showcases self-discipline, respect, and professionalism. Your image is a blend of how you show up online and even how you appear physically. So when you're going somewhere and you dress good, do you feel good about yourself? And you take pictures too, right? Great. So as we are auditing our online presence, let's also audit our physical presence. It doesn't hurt. You don't actually need to break the bank for you to look good, right? And that is why I have highlighted the core areas of hygiene. Your oral hygiene. I know that toothpaste can be very expensive now, but just very little, because if you use excess fluoride, I mean, the color of your teeth can change. But very little, 2 times a day. I know that we are adults and I'm not even supposed to be teaching us about cleanliness, right? But I'm just going to touch on a few things that are very important. If you have a very good oral hygiene, you can talk to anybody and you'll be very confident about yourself. Then your skin, wash your face regularly and wear clean clothes. I know that this school has water, so please, always learn to wash your clothes. Then your hair, groom your hair. If you want to cut your hair, if you want to plait your hair, whatever you want to do to it, make sure you're looking very groomed, prim and proper. Then your nails. I know a lot of ladies like to fix nails. I also like to do it. So instead of having chapped, painted nails, when you notice that they are already chapped, you can clean it off and have your clean nails. You can also fix to your press-on nails
but make sure that they are very decent, okay? Then your scent, deodorant. Like some people's BO can choke somebody. I don't know if you, I don't know. This is not to embarrass anybody, but I know you must know people that have BO. Somebody's already checked. So you know what BO is? It's the short form for. Okay, great. So even deodorants, I mean, they can be very expensive, but there are some home remedies and there are some cheap ones that you can actually get for yourself. So you can actually use dusting powder. If you know where your sweat gland is and where you sweat the most around your body, you can use dusting powder to control that place so that it doesn't ooze out a lot. I know sometimes when you trek, I don't know where your hostels are, sometimes if you trek from a far distance to class, you can actually be smelling, right? So before you enter class, you can go to the restroom, take out your wipes, and clean some certain areas that will be smelling in some kind of funny kind of way before you enter your class so that you do not have PO. So let's go to the next slide. Please, I hope nobody's feeling embarrassed here. Great. So I'll be wrapping up this session with my key takeaway. Remember that I said your digital presence is like your CV before you actually submit your CV. People are constantly checking you out, right? So if you sit down and you look at yourself and you already know what you want to become in the future, you can be a politician, you can be the CEO of a bank, you need to start now to audit your personal brand. And it's not just from the online space. Remember I talked about fake life. Online you're good, offline you're bad. You need to consistently, consciously and intentionally work on yourself, your character, right? You need to work on your character and also audit your online space, right? So my key wrap-ups and takeaways will be your digital footprint is permanent, curate it wisely. Even if you go online and you see somebody annoying you, they must have posted one content like that that's very annoying. And you're like, how daft can this person be? Don't write it, say it out. Don't comment, just leave it, okay? So you must not always have an opinion about something. No, you can keep your opinion to yourself. And if you cannot keep it to yourself, take your pen and your paper, write it there, right? You can always tear your pen and your paper. So, your personal hygiene is your offline brand. Remember I talked about it. I don't want you to go to class and when you enter class, everybody knows you as BO. You know there's how some people can have one kind of nickname like that, but they will never know that is their nickname. So I hope most of you don't fall into that category. Always remember that your personal hygiene is your offline brand. Professionals succeed by aligning their digital and physical presence by small habits such as your clean clothes, timely posts, build trust and also credibility. So here's a personal exercise to do, right? I don't think I have enough time to do that, but you can actually take a screenshot of this so that in your spare time, you can actually do this, right? Map out a professional persona for yourself, right? I know you're still in school and there are people you look up to. Who do you want to be like, right? Look at that person's life and start to map out a professional persona, right? Then have an online presence checklist. I remember people came up here and they said they saw something surprising about themselves. Have a checklist of your online presence. What do you want to be known for online? What do you want to post or always talk about online? When they call your name online, what's that thing you want them to know you for? When you Google yourself, what's that thing you want to see about yourself? So have an online presence checklist and start to work on it. As part of the checklist can be working on your bio, right? And also working on the type of content that you also want to start posting online. So your personal grooming plan. When you leave here today, what's that your personal grooming plan? Neat clothes, groomed nails, clean hair. So have a personal grooming plan. Then a brand identity statement. It's also the same thing as your brief bio, right? You always already read my profile, right? So just have a brand identity statement. And that statement is what do you want to be known for?
Is it an engineer? Is it someone that cracks everybody up when they enter into a room? What's that thing you want to be known for, online and offline? Next slide, please. So, I have a giveaway for everybody, and I'll be shutting it down as soon as I get back to my seat. So you can all flip out your phones. I have done a book, but this is for busy entrepreneurs and career professionals, and I know that we are all transitioning to that phase, and this would also help us. So I want you all to scan the QR code and download my book, and once you're done reading, make sure to give me an excellent review. So I've removed the pricing on it because I knew I was coming here today. So I want you all to download this book before I leave the stage. And again, it's not compulsory because it's my intellectual property and I am selling that book. So I had to take out the pricing because I wanted to gift every student present here today. So can I get a round of applause for that? Thank you. And that's the final slide. Can you take it off, please? Thank you. So before I leave the stage, I don't know if you all scanned the QR code. No? Okay, please, take it back to the QR code. Please don't reshare. I'm actually selling this book, but I just wanted to give it to you. Sorry? The book price is still there. Why can't I check it out? Oh my goodness. You know what? Let me do that now. Okay, so why registry? Don't drop your email addresses. Okay, great. WhatsApp, okay, great. Let me see if I can remove it here. Okay, it's going to take a bit of time, but I will drop it on that WhatsApp group before we leave here today. So before we all leave, I want us to flip out our mobile phones and follow Regalo Hope Foundation on YouTube. Trust me, you're all going to see yourselves because we are currently making a video and we are currently going live. So that's the least thing you can actually do for us. Support Regalo Hope Foundation, spread the message. I mean, we all come here today, and most of the session you're all receiving here today are things that people pay heavily for, right? Yeah, so you're getting this workshop at no cost. We are also feeding the students at no cost, and we have been gifting people here, and everything is coming at no cost. So the least you can do is actually subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. Take us to about 200 followers on YouTube, and I really appreciate that. So with that, I have come to the end of my session, and I thank each and every one of you. If you have questions, you can drop your questions on the WhatsApp channel. Thank you. Please, let's give her a round of applause. You can also clap very well. You know, just like she said, maybe because we're still in the school and in the academic environment, we don't understand how much people pay for these classes. If you're familiar with the online space, you will see that such classes cost personal branding class. In fact, let me just spill it. Uju's agency manages my PR. So you can imagine dragging her down, even though she sits on the advisory board of Regalo, for her to share tips on personal branding with you, and then you got it for free. People are supposed to be clapping very well. Thank you. I just wanted to touch a bit on what you just said. When you Google yourself, what do you find? You know, I was sitting at the back and I said twerking videos. You know, most young people these days, all that matters to them is TikTok, content creation. Yes, there's money from content creation. But you know, like they say, how do you want to be remembered? How do you want to be remembered? I don't know, because I don't know how well we digested her session on digital footprint. And then, you know that these days, everything is online. You don't even need to apply for a job for someone to look you up online. Personally, if you come to me, before you finish telling me 10 lies about yourself, I've gone to look for you on social media. That is what will convince me to take any action on you. So whether you're doing anything good or bad on social media, what days, gone are the days when I'll say, submit your CV, give me this. Yes, CV is important, but it needs to go in line with creating a positive digital footprint, you know. And then, so it's important that whatever you're living here, she talked about cleaning your digital footprint, making it okay, crisis management. I don't know if you digested all of that. That's why I said that was a master class in less than an hour. So I don't know if we're digesting it or if we're thinking of something else. It's very important that you take your time to build yourself on social media. Pick one or pick two, be active. You don't need to post something every day, but ensure that your bio is excellent. Ensure that you're posting content that align with where you're headed to. You want to be this. Speak on such topics. Don't go to Twitter and become a keypad warrior. Don't go to Instagram and be typing what does not concern you. There are times when I go under the comment section of a post and I'm like, who raised these young people? You will be so disappointed at what you find in the comment sections. And you know, it's not even funny. There are bitter people, there are broken people, there are people that are not well raised who drop comments online. And it's heart-wrenching. We feel that we are catching fun. We are catching cruise. You're typing whatever you like. But it's there. Long after you've left that comment, somebody will come to look for it. I think these days when you even apply for the US visa, one of the criteria is checking your social media page. And you know the funny thing, when they pull out that, they don't even go to 2025. You heard when she said she did an interview some weeks ago, and then they pulled out a tweet. I think NSAS was 2020, right? A tweet from 2020, and we are in 2025. So it's very important. Now we are catching cruise. We are saying it does not matter. We are students. As in, you just do it when you're not getting professional space. You know, when people come and say, sorry, I'm taking time. I just wanted to eat because this is a very important conversation. When people come and say, no job, I had first class, I had this years ago. Sometimes it's displayed, even here. We don't know where we find ourselves tomorrow. We already talked about emotional intelligence. We don't know where we find ourselves tomorrow, and they meet you here, and then you don't even know if I'm going to be sitting on a recruiting team by the time you start looking for a job. You don't even know if you're going to walk into my office to apply for a job. You don't even know if you walk into the office of my friend, my cousin, my sister, and then I'm walking one day, and it's just one comment that will take you out of that place. So we need to be careful. Apply emotional intelligence when you're relating with people in the school environment, in the church, in the mosque, wherever you find yourself. You must be emotionally intelligent. You must apply it in every area of your life. You must ensure that your personal branding, that people don't remember you with your bad attitude, with body odor, with wrong hygiene, whatever it is. Do well with yourself. I said something at the beginning, for those who came in late. I said the best way out of poverty is yourself. You're the ticket out of poverty. Poverty doesn't mean when you cannot eat 3 square meals. The definition of poverty is broad. And for you to get out of poverty, for you to be transformed, the only person that can take that decision is yourself, not me. I'll stop here for now. Thank you very much.
You can do better than that. Are we tired? Okay, so we're going to move on to the next raffle. Are we excited? Somebody said no. So we can take the gifts back. We can take the gifts back, right? Try. Alright. So I think we stopped at 40. If I'm correct. So now we're moving to 41 to 50. 41 to 50. Can I see your hand? Can you come out, please? Can we make it fast? 41 to 50. Who's 41? Alright, so we have 41, 42, 43, 41, 45. Alright, so okay, we can open it now. Anybody that wins the money, you can open it.
Crack back. Try again.
How about phone stand?
Postpone.
Sit down. Taking one.
Postpone.
That is around that person. Thank you. A round of applause for them again. Okay, oh, it's raining gifts. So we're having another one. So that's 40, 51, right? 51 to 60. 51 to 60. Please let's make it fast. 51 to 60.